Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Season 14 finale of the Assetto Corsa Competizione Low Fuel Motorsports Cup. We're here at the picturesque Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria, where the hills are alive with the sound of yodeling. That's right, folks. Our P16 qualifier, Daniel Bourne, has decided to spice things up by adopting yodeling as his team's primary form of communication. It's a bold strategy that has everyone talking and some drivers complaining. Will Bourne's Alpine antics elevate him to victory, or will this musical madness lead to discord on the track? Stick around for what promises to be an unforgettable race. And they're off! Bourne's piercing yodel startles the grid. What a chaotic start! Oh, for heaven's sake! But Bourne's yodeling clearly isn't helping his spatial awareness. He's just had a coming together with Kramer! I wonder if Bourne was too busy composing his next Alpine aria to notice the car beside him. This collision could be a sour note in Bourne's symphonic strategy. Let's hope the stewards don't decide to make Bourne face the music for this incident. Well, folks, it seems Bourne's yodeling adventure has hit a flat note. He's plummeted to P20 after that little tango with Kramer. Oh, wait a minute. We're picking up Bourne's team radio. Let's listen in. Yodeling tie wear. That's apparently code for watch your tire wear, ladies and gentlemen, because nothing says crucial race information like it's being delivered by a Swiss mountain goat. Bourne better hope his tire management is more in tune than his engineer's vocal cords, or he'll be singing the blues all the way to the back of the grid. At this rate, the only thing wearing thin faster than Bourne's tires is everyone else's patience with this Alpine audio assault. Bourne has managed to yodel his way past Zafira into P19. I guess there's a first time for everything. Maybe his yodeling is less about communication and more about sonic warfare. We're hearing reports that other drivers are complaining about these Alpine emissions, calling them distracting and utterly ridiculous. But hey, if it works, right? Oh, and look who's lurking behind our yodeling yokel. It's Claude. I bet he's thrilled to have front row seats to this impromptu sound of music performance. Let's tune into Bourne's radio and see what melodious message awaits us now. Yodeling, Leclerc behind. Fascinating! Bourne's spotter has apparently been replaced by a cuckoo clock. Ladies and gentlemen, with just 15 minutes left in this Alpine audio adventure, Daniel Bourne is still clinging to P19 like a mountain goat to a cliff face. But the real drama is unfolding off the track. The stewards, apparently having run out of actual racing to regulate, are now investigating whether Bourne's yodeling violates communication regulations. I didn't realize annoying the entire grid was against the rules. Bourne, ever the diplomat, argues that yodeling is a traditional Austrian racing technique. Yes, and I suppose lederhosen are traditional racing attire. What's next? Mandatory schnitzel breaks. Meanwhile, on the track, Bourne finds himself stuck behind Sebastian Kramer with a conga line of cars ahead. Clearly frustrated by this traffic jam, Bourne has resorted to what can only be described as aggressive, guttural yodeling. It's less the hills are alive and more the hills have eyes at this point. But wait! Kramer, showing a surprising flair for musical warfare, has retaliated by blasting Austrian pop music from his car. It's like a really bad Eurovision contest out there, folks. I haven't heard such a cacophonous clash of cultures since someone tried to remix Mozart with dubstep. Some drivers, having reached their musical tolerance limit, are now calling for Bourne's disqualification. Can't say I blame them. I'm pretty sure assault on eardrums isn't in the racing rule book. Ladies and gentlemen, I can hardly believe my ears. The musical warfare between Bourne and Kramer has escalated into a full-blown yodel battle. It's like we've stumbled into some bizarre Alpine version of 8 Mile. Bourne kicks it off with a high-pitched Yodeling, move over, you! Kramer, not to be outdone, responds with a deep, resonant ribbit-Tom, catch me if you can! Oh, but Born's not having it. He counters with a rapid fire. Yodel-a-hee! Yodel-a-hoo! Your driving is poo! Kramer, showing surprising vocal range, hits back with a vibrato heavy. Holla-rady-holla-ree-doo! Born, you're too slow! I must say, this is the most ridiculous display of racing I've ever witnessed. They're swerving all over the track, more focused on their vocal cords than their steering wheels. The other drivers are desperately trying to get past this mobile opera house, but it's like trying to overtake a very loud, very off-key roadblock. Wait! Say, there's set hot side, or it's shaky, set or sauce. Is that smoke coming from Born's engine? Perhaps he should focus less on his yodeling and more on his rev counter. At this rate, the only podium these two will see is at the local karaoke bar. Folks, I'm not sure if we're watching a race or auditions for Austria's Got Talent, but one thing's for sure. It's certainly not talent for driving we're seeing today. Oh, what's this? Gomez is rapidly closing in on our Alpine Songbird, and it seems he's had quite enough of this musical menagerie. He's actually radioed Born directly. Let's listen into this surely rational conversation. Gomez, Born, for the love of racing, knock it off with the yodeling! You're driving everyone crazy. Born, yodels, yodel-a-hee-hoo, I can't hear you. Gomez, this isn't funny anymore. You're compromising everyone's race. Born, he Lord say, go tell you something that the yodel's louder. La 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 la. Still can't hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, I never thought I'd see the day when we'd need a translator in the middle of a race. Perhaps we should bring in Julie Andrews to mediate this Alpine dispute. Oh my goodness! Gomez has just rammed Born from behind. It seems our yodeling yokel has finally pushed someone over the edge. Or should I say, into his rear bumper. Why did Gomez do that, you ask? Well, folks, I'd say it's a classic case of musical frustration turned vehicular. Perhaps Gomez was trying to create a percussion section to accompany Born's endless Alpine area. Or maybe he thought a little bump might finally knock some sense into our tone-deaf troubadour. What's really going on here is a masterclass in how... Holy schnitzel! We've got a collision ahead, and it's causing more chaos than a cat's choir. In the midst of this mechanical mayhem, Gazzoni's gone for a spin. Perhaps he got dizzy from all the yodeling? But wait! What's this? Our yodeling yokel Born has taken a scenic detour off the track. Seems he mistook off-road racing for off-key racing. Miraculously, he's managed to rejoin without causing an international incident, and would you believe it, Born's actually made up a place. He's now in P18. Could it be that his yodeling strategy is actually working? Or perhaps chaos reigns. Born's off-road yodeling adventure backfires. Rampart seizes opportunity. Born singing the blues. Three-wide showdown. Born's yodel reaching panic-inducing crescendo. Oh, look at that! Leclerc has finally managed to escape Born's acoustic ambush, overtaking our yodeling yokel with ease. Seems Born's high notes couldn't keep him in a high position. I wonder if he'll serenade Leclerc with a mournful Alpine farewell. At this rate, Born might need to consider a career change to professional goat herd. Hold on to your lederhosen, folks! Somak, our resident track terror, is now bearing down on Born like an angry bull who's heard one too many cowbells. Somak's going for it. Born counters with ear-splitting yodels. It's a battle of horsepower versus vocal power. Born takes the inside line, no doubt hoping his yodels will echo off the barriers for extra effect. But alas, his Alpine audio tactics fall flat and he loses the position. Seems Somak's immune to musical warfare. Perhaps Born should have tried a different tune, like actually focusing on racing. Iva Zoglu attempts a dive bomb, but Born yodels a high C and cuts back. Who knew vocal acrobatics translated to defensive driving? Unbelievable! Born's chasing Somak like a deranged Von Trapp family member. He's unleashing a torrent of yodels so aggressive. I think he's inventing new Alpine dialects on the spot. Yo de la hee-hoo, you drive like a shoe! Somak's desperately fumbling for his volume control, but there's no escaping Born's sonic assault. Wait, what's this? Somak's reaching for something. By the hills of Salzburg, he's pulled out a Vuvuzela. It's like the world's worst Eurovision contest on wheels. Race controls in chaos. Holy schnitzel on a stick! What in the name of Mozart's powdered wig is happening out there? Born and Tomac, our dueling maestros of Mayhem, have just blasted past Leclerc like he was standing still. And folks, I mean blasted in every sense of the word. Tomac's Vuvuzela Gambit has turned this race into a cacophonous catastrophe. He's matching Born's Yodeling yakety-yak with an endless psee that's probably registering on seismographs in Vienna. How these two are managing to drive while conducting this concert of chaos is beyond me. But hold on to your hearing aids, race fans, because Leclerc isn't going to take this audio assault lying down. Wait, am I seeing this right? He's pulled out an accordion from his glove compartment. An accordion! What's next? Will Montoya break out a theremin? Is Gazzoni hiding a full pipe organ in his trunk? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. This is no longer a race. Mobile Oktoberfest meets Eurovision Nightmare on wheels. The pit crews are frantically fashioning earplugs out of spare tire rubber. Race control is in utter chaos, desperately thumbing through rulebooks to find a clause, any clause, about excessive polka in motorsport. I've seen some bizarre strategies in my time, but this takes the strudel. Born's yodeling his heart out. Somac's about to pass out from blowing that Vuvuzela, and Leclerc is pumping away at his accordion like he's auditioning for Austria's Got Talent Extreme Racing Edition. The other drivers are caught between confusion and hysterics. Half of them can't decide whether to overtake or join in with tambourines and cowbells. This is either the most brilliant or the most ludicrous display of racing I've ever had the pleasure, or is it pain, of witnessing. Stay tuned, folks. If your eardrums can take it, we'll be right back after this brief musical interlude. Oh wait, we're already having one! My God, someone please make it stop! During our brief musical interlude, and I use that term loosely, absolute pandemonium broke loose! The stewards, bless their cotton socks, tried to restore order by blasting the Blue Danube over the track's PA system. Shockingly, it only encouraged our tone-deaf trio. Born, ever the innovator, somehow managed to yodel along to Strauss. Somac's Vuvuzela provided a mind-numbing drone that I'm pretty sure violated the Geneva Convention. And Leclerc, he turned his accordion into a one-man polka band that had half the pit crew doing an impromptu shoe-plattler. The other drivers, some pulled over for impromptu dance breaks, others desperately stuffed their ears with energy bar wrappers. I even saw one driver fashion a thigh makey shift white flag out of his underwear. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the wire. It's the final lap, and our yodeling yokel, Daniel Born, has dropped to P17. The musical madness seems to have taken its toll. Or perhaps he's just hoarse from all that alpine ululating. Born's bringing it home now, no doubt dreaming of throat lozenges and noise-canceling headphones. His race engineer is frantically yodeling what I can only assume are instructions to just finish the darn race already! And there's the checkered flag! What a race, what a season, what a cacophony! Thank you, brave listeners, for enduring this alpine audio adventure with us. We promise to return next season with even more exciting commentary and perhaps a few less decibels. Until then, keep your engines revving and your vocal cords resting. Auf Wiedersehen!